Okay, guys. Sorry to be a few minutes late. This is Shivla, who is with me, and a hands-on person into AI programming, who has done a lot of work into AI, tried out a lot of vibe coding tools, tried out actually working on to how the LLM works, and a lot of back-end work. And I'm, as you know, Krishna Kumar, and consultant into startups and implementing AI for actual business use, not getting AI or doing a PhD in AI, but yes, using AI for actual real time ROI oriented propositions. Sounds good? Okay. Now, if I straight away jump into the topic of the day, it's about how AI agents can be used and should be used in real businesses. Now, we all have been learning, hearing, scrolling across different social media channels, across the YouTube, across a lot of newsletters into AI, blah, 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 a lot of things. People talk about SLM, people talk about LLM, the vector database, a lot of things. Now, as far as business owner is concerned, his expertise is basically into growing his idea, making sure his customers are satisfied, are happy, and get what they want from delivering the services or product that they're talking about. Right? This is what the actual requirement is now. So we should not expect a business owners, maybe like me or you, who is or would be hands-on into AI, who would be thinking of learning AI, thinking of learning of developing an application in AI. No, that's not what he is expected to do. That's not what he's looking at do, and that's not what he should be doing. Okay, for him, it's basically another human being to whom he can delegate a part of work that needs to be done, and that human being is now an AI agent for him. It's another human being, another employee whom he hires and gives him a task list, gives him some KPIs, and gives him the metrics that needs to be delivered. And the gentleman does that as usual. As far as a business owner is concerned, that's what is AI. Nothing more than that. Now, for the people who are implementing it, there are a lot of things that go into the deeper back end as you dig and dig, keep on digging the well, it goes deeper and deeper, learn more and more of that. But yes, as a businessman, you should know actually the very top level or an eagle's eyes view of what an AI can be and an idea of how that can be implemented into your business, because it's who know your business. Somebody else cannot know your business as well as you know. Somebody else may have expertise in working with businesses like US. Yes. But the perspective may be different. A different business owner may have a different perspective, and he must have learned on that. Right? Now, let's jump into it. From theory to practice. That's a very short, cute, nice three-liner, three-word uh, sentence, which can be the Bible for every business owner here. Theory is too big for us to learn as business owners. Theory is not that easy. It needs a lot of effort, a lot of focus, a lot of time. And if we try to move our focus from actual businesses into theory of AI, then we are losing our actual business. So just going a faster track for you on a top level of AI. Yes, this should be very exciting class for you. This should be very important for you to note down. I'm sure you're taken out your pens and papers and ready to scribble out a few points that can be actionable from your point of view in your business. You make it multiple points. Then overnight, when you rethink over that, or over the weekend, you rethink over that, you will have some things that can be uh, cut off from the list and a few things that you can mark a star. Yes, you feel that can be implemented. Now, that is what we are looking at the end of this as a goal for you, as a KPI for you. You get a list of actionable strategies that you can look at and think of shortlisting on them and working on those one or two strategies, not many, one or two strategies, going deeper and finding out the real way how we can implement in this. This is what we should be doing. Now let's go further into it, a bit deeper into it, and see how we can do that. One sec, let me get my slide again. Moving out. The slides are basically just a pointers for you, not something that you need to take notes on. So let's see how it goes further. Can you get that slide moved out? Yep, here we go. Yeah, the best slide of the day. And this is what, if we say in the vision or strategy of a digital marketer, what is it you're going to get today? What is the benefit of spending 1 hour on this? And what is it the ROI that you're going to gain from today? What is the actionable insight you're going to get? What is it that you can note down and think of and plan and make a goal for implementing it from the next day? Right? What we will do is we'll go with a few of the real use cases that you can be used in your organization. These are not specific to your organization. These are not specific to the services or the products that you manufacture or the services you give. These are a common real use cases that can be used across the board, across different companies, across different sectors, including manufacturing and services, with a few tweaks here and there to streamline, filter out that to your proposition, to your model of business, to the way you have been working, and to the way your customers have been expecting to work you to work. That's the most important part. Everything we do is for the benefit of the customers at the end of the day. That is when we get an ROI out of that. Okay. So this is what the real use cases we'll be going through today. We have two, three of you to showcase in a short period of time. Yes, it's not very easy to do this in a short period of time, but yeah, we will squeeze out the things and move on a fast track to the level of expertise or level of knowledge that's needed to a business owner and not to a techie person. Okay. Now, what would be a safe starting point for you? How do you start this? Where is the safest starting point wherein you are not putting your fingers in a hot oil rather than you're putting it in a cold water, surely not chilled water, and not feeling the brunt of that to your heart, to your finances, to your time, and to your effort. Then going further, the most important part we always think about, we always talk about is ROI, the three letters that's always important across the board in any businesses, maybe from a two-man company to a few hundreds of thousands people being hired. It's always spoken about in any boardrooms, any meetings is ROI, the return on the investment that you do. The investment can be calculated across the times that you and your team spend, the hours that has been spent, the effort that you put by the team, the finances that go into it, and your peace of mind at the end of the day. The emotional quotient of that is your peace of mind. It's the biggest quotient of ROI that normally bigger boardrooms miss across, and that's very important. Then the final thing we'll, at the end of this, we'll go to the pilot plans. I'll show you what are the ways you could implement this in a few short lines and within a few just minutes. I'll also show you a few of the things that we had built internally for our automations, and we had been successful in getting the very great ROI out of it. And the most of the ROI quotient for us was the comfort levels and lower stress levels of the teams working with us, of our colleagues, and that was most important. The next, we go ahead. Why do we all feel confused? Yes, we all feel confused always. That's not a big deal because we have been reading a lot about AI. We have been reading, seeing videos, newsletters, materials across to such an extent that it's our brains have started becoming a kind of LLM. Basically, it has become an LLM for us. Lot of data pushed in multiple formats, multiple. data structures into our brains, and brain has gone something like squeaky mode, doesn't know what to do with all this, how to process them, how to filter out what is needed, how to make a structured output of the data you have. That's so much of noise for you. I know any business owner is someone like me. When I ventured out into AI, it was too much of noise, but it was too unbearable. Yes, we had an internal feeling, thought process that we need to implement this. We need AI because that's the buzzword of the day. But unfortunately, this is what I last. She had been taking 2 minute demos onto. She could give a few words on what her experiences were with demos.
Yeah, surely the people are very confused about AI. Uh, because every day and every week there is get demos and videos and new headline, so that people are very confused about AI agent. They are stuck. What is AI agent? How to use in real business? They are not think about the final outcome or what really how AI agent work. They are think about fast. They are quickly implement their business. That is leads to
This is what
fail.
normally happens across the board. See what happens, every management, every top level chairman, CEO, first things is when can I get it implemented is the first question that comes into the mind. And that first question is that comes out is when can I get it and what is my expenses? With these questions, the teams who are actually thinking of getting this implemented, who are working hands on it, they feel stuck because they don't know what the end result is. They don't know what is the flow to be used, and just they have a
Yes.
deadline and a few $1,000 with them, not knowing what to do, how to use. Now, next major problem that we face is most of the companies which have been having demos with multiple LLM providers, multiple service providers, multiple aggregators, they have been showing demos of their services of what their application can do. Now, what we do is a normal mistake that we take a balance between the price and the features in that, and we purchase one. We finalize on that. Yes, this is the tool I'm going to use. That's all. Now, that
They
is where
quickly
we
purchase and implement that.
exactly.
That only happens.
That is where we get stuck actually. Now,
Yes.
it can never work. You purchase a tool, it has its data flow, it has its processes that is already being programmed into it. It has its knowledge base. That's a different style. It's not as per your style. Will it? It may have a lot of features. It may have the features of a premium segment LLM. But do you really need it? How are you going to utilize that? That is where we get stuck when we go and initially take a tool first and then think of what I should be doing there. The real problem is not AI. There are a few problems that most of us have been getting
Clarity.
stuck with. We don't have clarity onto. There's a word in business world, most of the people or many of those business owners who have been getting coaching from different business coaches, the most important thing, the most thing in the bold that's always told in all those classes, in all those mentorship programs, in all those coaching classes is you should have clarity. And that's what we don't concentrate on. Clarity has become the lowest priority
Yes.
action in our life. Then the second is uh, I'll take one example of slow follow-ups. What is slow follow-ups? That's we are taking moving into one particular department of sales now. Now we have multiple channels where we have been marketing, we have lead generation of through referrals, through different outgoing campaigns, incoming leads, and all those things. Now, what happens here is there is a time lag as per the time zones that we work on. Normally, with companies who are working internationally, they have a major problem. Their sales teams work on one time zone, their customers works in another time zone. Someone who comes out with a question with a small liking or small flicker of interest in your services or product, they may just ping you and boom, you are not there. For next 24 hours, you are not there. Maybe 18 hours, you are not there to respond back to him. And that slow follow-ups is what 90% of times kills your lead. It's not because the lead is not interested. The gentleman is interested in something like yours, so he came to you. But what happens with the time lag of communication there, he finds somebody else who has been faster on that. He finds some other salesperson, some other company who is fortunately or unfortunately available online at that time. He signs off with them and goes with it. The first impression is the last impression. He impresses him and he goes with him. Even if your price is more, your quality is better than him, still he goes with him. Because that's the communication lag that comes in. That's one of the major problems that we have. It's not about AI here. Then about the manual approvals, you all know we have a big approval channel that normally happens with all the companies, right from the smaller companies to the bigger one. The smaller, for every approval, has to go to the owner, business owner, or the partner, or the chair, MD, managing director. You have to go for all approvals. Whereas the bigger, you have a very layer of bureaucratic approvals going. The red tapeism is what we call in the government sectors, in the across the board, across any countries is there. So to avoid that is one of the major problems that we have, wherein AI is nowhere concerned in that, has no impact on that. Okay. Then the support overload. You could be a bit more.
Yeah, support overload. It repetitive queries and again the client asking about the same question, order status, same the base level information again and asking. This is take a long time to respond, and the response from the authority to get it will take long time. So that in this case we need AI. That is
Yeah, that's what
support
the support overload, because your support team is just 2 or 3%, and you have the people coming again with the same questions multiple times. This guy answering the same answers, he goes mad. Simple as that. He got frustrated.
And
Then
also approval also take long time from each department that takes so many days and so many time for that affect the leads may be gone out.
same way, there's a lot of hidden cost in the running of our organization, which a lot of times we just skip it, forget it, leave it, thinking there's a small amount. And that small amount, when multiplied into days, years, days, months, and years, it becomes a bigger amount. If you take $1 a day, you convert to 365 days, it's a bigger amount. That's simple as that. So this impacts basically all these things are what impacts your revenue, your cost escalations, the satisfaction of the customers, and finally the burnout of the employees that you have. So the biggest pain points are this. And now we need to focus on the highest cost pain point that you have. Now we go with why most of the agent projects fail. That's a
Yes.
bigger question. Looking from tool first approach, as we discussed earlier, we decide the tool that we want to use, and then we think what we should do with that. It's like I need a car. Uh, no, I need to travel from A to B. The first I go and take a car, then I think where I need to go and how I should go, which is the secondary it becomes. So same way you purchase a tool, then you start thinking what I do need to do with that. It becomes a difficult proposition.
Yeah, that is the most agent project fail because of tool first approach. They are not find the problem. They just look at the tools and that tools implement on it. And also automation. They are processing all the process. Everything will be clear that AI. That's not a real solution.
Actually, what happens, the problem is every business owner thinks if I put implement AI across the board from right from the reception to the end of the delivery status, everything works out. No, that is over automation. You always need human interferences in between. You need a human brain. Human brains can never be related to AI, or they cannot replace AI in today's world scenario. People say there are a lot of things going on, a lot of hypes going on, but human beings cannot be replaced because the context of the human beings, like we say, tokens of a LLM, context is very high. Whereas any LLMs don't have those kind of context, so it's not possible. We remember things, we correlate things which we learned, heard a decade ago. LLMs cannot do that. That's where the difference is. So, and there's no clear honor. That's what normally major problem is. You may have a goal, you may have a KPI properly, you may have what needs to be done, what is the process, particular process that needs to be automated. You may have that on paper, but fortunately, unfortunately, you don't put the ownership of this deliverable into one human being. That is where it breaks. Everybody becomes the owner. They put their own styles, their own thought process, and finally it becomes too many cooks spoil the broth. It doesn't come. If you have one owner, he knows the goal, he knows the path to the goal, he would be very more comfortable doing it. Then missing ROI targets, we as it is no, every day missed in the implementation, every day missed in misimplementation, that's a major part, is also a delay in the ROI or the missing the ROI targets for us. And zero human control automation. There are people who think of, yeah, I will automate across everything. I need not, I give a simple example to an extent of automation. I need not go to my office and the website and the AI or the website takes care of the incoming customers. They talk to them, they sign off with them, they get the money into the bank automated through the online transfer. The bank when the money hits the bank, the production conveyor belts automatically start on, and if there's a shortage, it comes on. It's all good on paper. You need human interactions at every places. You need human brains. There may be mishaps, which we don't know, which we cannot anticipate. So that's what is zero human controlled kind of environment cannot work. It has to be with a human base. Now, AI agent. I'll explain to you what an AI agent is, how does it work in very plain, simple, grade 3 level of language. There are agents is essentially a goal-focused digital assistant for you. You have assistants in your office. You think of your assistant as a digital assistant which does not eat food, which just needs a power to run it, and it does not take leaves. It's available with you 24/7. This is what an assistant is for you. Just replace your human assistant with this. This is what it is. So it has its own kind of responsibilities. It has its own limitations. Its brain has its limitations. Its experience has limitations. If you compare that with a human assistant now, what happens here is we as human beings need to tell it and leave a set of rules for that. These are the rules which it will operate. It cannot go out of these rules. If there is something out of this rule that comes to you, you need to connect to this particular person. It needs to go out of the channel. It has to go to a human being. So what as a AI normally does it observes what is happening. It monitors what all data it is getting and triggers from the system knowledge and your rules and the lines you are drawn that it should not cross. It learns from that. Once it gets this data, it absorbs it, then it decides what it needs to be. There's something I can give an answer to. If yes, he gives it. If he cannot, it directs it to the next person, either a human being or an AI, the next step of AI implementation to take care of that. Everything cannot be taken care of by one agent. One agent has a very specific set of rules, specific set of duties and responsibilities, along with the proper guidelines, rules, and fail-safe places where it should not step out of the line. After that, it acts. Does the job. If it is something that it can do, it does it and responds back to you that I have done it. Now, what makes it an agent? There are a few things what it can make as an agent.
Yeah, agent has more 5 components. Uh, First of all, brain. An agent have brain like human. The agent also brain. That is LLM models. It is maybe LLM or SLM like that. And also memory. They store context and history, previous action, and the next action. Storing memory. That same also a tools like CRM, database, query, APIs. These are other tools used to run the queries and etc. And also rules, set of rules we define for an agent. The particular rules to cross or not cross. Set of rules in that AI will work. And also it record the logs. That is the 4 components involving an AI agent.
Why the logs are basically maintained is we human beings need to study and see whether this agent has not gone wrong, it has not started behaving on its own, and we have a control over that. So we exactly know what all it's thinking, it writes down, what all it's implementing, it writes down, what it decides, that also it writes down. what all it has observed, it also writes us. As I mentioned the earlier, the observation, the decision, and the implementation, it logs down so we can take a run through that and see if things are going on the right track, or put in new rules, put in new knowledge to that, so it grows with that. The types of agent setups, yeah, it's very simple. There's a single agent kind of focused agent which does just one job. There is a second agent, the same agent which we connect and uh, implement this system of human approval before it takes an action. There's a second level. The third is a multi-agent collaboration where multiple agents do multiple jobs, one after the other. For example, A finishes the work, hands it over to B, B tests it. If it is fine, it hands over to C, and C does the next part of job on that. That cycle goes. There is a multiple level of agent setups that's there. Now, what agents are good at? A very simple question. Agents are good. There's a saying, if you go to the YouTube, agents are good at anything, they can do anything in this world. No, their agents have a particular level of expertise, particular level of knowledge base, which is good at. It is good at the repetitive task, that the things have been repeatedly done in your organization. It's good at doing that because there's a system that he knows what to do and he keeps on doing it. We do not know, put in his brain additionally to do something. It's a repetitive gun. And a faster response. It responds faster than a human being because it has more power, more than power than a human being. So response rate are faster. It crunches numbers faster, crunches data faster. And information retrieval, fine, we know it's, we say agents are good at, but it's never as good as a human being. Human beings retrieve information pretty faster than the agents and the computers. And the consistent execution, yeah, it keeps on working. It doesn't cry for a holiday. It doesn't need to go for lunch or coffee, nor for smoke. It is available for you always. Now, yes, there's a risk assessment that you need to take care of. Yes, very important part on this.
Agent should not run alone. In some cases, agent should not run alone. With human interaction is needed. Legal and finance compliance. In this case, human interaction is needed and human approval is needed. Also, high risk decision. In high risk decision, the human interaction also needed. Without completely, AI can take the task completely run on this area. High risk decision, legal, finance, compliance. Same as complex judgment task. Complex judgment task also and human interaction is needed. With in some cases of payment or refund. In this case, human interaction is needed and also legal approval. In this case, also human approval or human interaction is needed. Full function is not AI will take care.
I'll give you a best example. There are systems, there are automated computers and we can say robots which do operations on human beings. But you always find a doctor standing there with his hands on the cords. He's not left alone to do his operation. If you leave a robot to do his operation, you don't know what will happen to you at the end of the operation. Yeah, let's use, I'll speed up a bit so that you have more time for question and answers at the end of the time. So we'll go with the use case. One, a simple use case that we created, we implemented in our system. You will find the URL to our website on the YouTube description, and you could go to the website and check this out, the lead handling system. Normally what happens is someone comes to your website and tries to go through data and pages that you are loaded there with some YouTube videos showing few things. But there is always, he needs more information, detailed information, specific answers. At this stage, if you have an AI agent standing there with your company's knowledge, your services knowledge in detail, any question asked can be answered by this AI agent in the way a senior sales guy works with you. It answers that. So there we reduce a lot of time for responses. So anytime he comes, he's available 24/7. You don't have that time zone difference issues. That is where one of the major benefit is that there is a 5x plus faster response. Conversion rate is surely more than 40%. It's just a very conservative number I put there. It's much, much more than that because it comes to a situation that the customer who comes to your website and talks to your agent for 15, 20 minutes, he get a full-fledged idea of what he's looking at. And then the next decision he only needs to talk to a salesperson is where do you sign? Because almost everything he knows, or maybe a negotiation, that's all. Nothing more than that. You save a lot of hours on this. 15 hours is very conservative estimations on that. The next use case is internal operations agent. There are a lot of basically uh, platforms that have been running. There have been a lot of stakeholder updates that's been happening. You need someone to do that. You have a system with all data lying under one umbrella. You could run agents to pick up this data every day morning and email it to you as a report with the graphs needed, with the breakdowns needed for you. The way you want it can be customized. Every morning automatically it comes whether the your assistant is on leave or she is not available. This comes to you as your always working assistant to you. And that is what is very important for MIS of the corporate management teams because they get what's happening real time from the real database at that time of the day. Then the next is a support agent. Yeah, you must have seen you must have got frustrated yourself calling any tech support for any of the systems you buy, any of the home appliances you buy. You have a problem with it. You call this guy, he puts on a video for 15 minutes, press that, press this, press that, and finally he gives the same answers that's written in front of him on the screen. There's nothing else you need. If you ask something else, he'll say, I'll transfer the call to the next agent. Avoid that, we put up an interactive agent there. He has all the knowledge with him, and this guy comes, whatever amount of, you need not go through whole cycle of clicking because this agent is totally covered with all the knowledge of all the agents, all different departments. He can answer that, he can give clarifications, and in case there's something serious that cannot be handled, actions to be, he further transfers the call to a human agent. Very simple use, but it saves you a lot of money because you are hiring agents, there are attritions happening, there are price escalations happening, you have breakdowns in the network, nothing is available. This is on the cloud, it runs fine for that. The four-step framework. Oh, awesome. We are coming fast now. You are seeing the problem areas. You are seeing how agents can function as simple use cases. There are very complicated use cases that can be created. Now, I'll give you a four-step framework that needs to be implemented or worked on paper before even you dream of putting up an agent or putting up an AI into your system. First is finalize what the core problem is, not the superficial layer. For example, if you say, I don't get leads, it's not a sales problem. It may be marketing problem. Now, marketing was the problem. It may be ICP problem. Now, what is the problem? It may be not the right kind of messaging. So go deeper, find out what your pain is first. List it down, filter it down, fine tune it, make it a one-liner, your pain. Then only use one agent for one job or one pain. Don't mix it. Don't make life horrible for you and for the agent. Because you may feel one agent is a computer, it can do everything. No, it mixes up data. The clear lines are not there between different kind of learnings. So use one for one particular job and always put the humans in control. Don't have oversight of the human beings. They are needed. Humans are always needed for getting the final approvals in case of important decisions, not for giving FAQs in a website. That's okay. But otherwise, you should always have a humans in control of the uh, automation, basically. Automation is AI. Now, one metrics, yes, don't put multiple metrics for any of the implementation automation AI that you do. All are typically the same thing. Any automations, you need one metrics to find it. Now start with the pain.
Yes. Start with the pain. Address your problem. Address your team complaint. If your firm facing a problem so many years or so many days, first find that problem. From that problem, you find out the main reason or main lane. What is the problem or pain you face? From that, you build an AI, automate late manual work or minimize human errors in that.
Basically, it's all about how you are going to shortlist and make your problem a one-liner thing. What all you need to do in that, fix on one problem, deep work onto the problem. Anyhow, in case you get stuck anytime, we are available to support you in case needed. Else, yes, this is a DIY, you can do it. But yes, tech support who has been into this for decades, the teams are always good to have support because they have a lot of experience in multiple kinds of pain handlings. Then one agent, one job. I have already told you, clearly lay down the scope for the work, define clear boundaries, one sentence definition I already mentioned to you, and avoid big goals. Keep simple, narrow focus and faster results. That should be a goal for you. There's example I have given you and the bad example I have given you. You can refer to that as you go ahead. And step three is four. 3 plus 4 is the control in ROI. So basically, it's about any agent. It should have a proper control. The team should have a control over the responses, how that happens, and you should basically see how create a matrix, how the costs are reduced, how many leads are converted, how many hours have been seen. Create a graph over a period of 6 months or and compare it with the graph that you had before that, and that will get the things. After the escalate, in the case of any escalations by the AI, make sure there are approved routes and approved gates. It goes to the right person. For example, clarification for the finance doesn't go to the operations guy who is in manufacturing something. So make sure you have the very cleanly laid out and finalized with rule-based gates. It goes to the right person, and keep an audit trail of all the things that we mentioned earlier. And finally, have one success metric for each of this. No multiple things. Now here is you start the 30 to 60-day pilot plan. Make one team, make one use case, have real users, and do a weekly review. You will get it fine, and I'm sure you will get it running. It's not a big. It's not about making helicopters or making rockets. It's not rocket science. Very simple. The next steps for you is identify the key workflows you have. You can note it down again. Keep your pen and pencil handy. Note it down. Identify the key workflows for you. Create a pilot for 60 days. Discuss the challenges, solutions that happen in between. Fine tune it. Keep on refining it. Keep on giving more knowledge to the AI onto the particular. Keep clear lines and rules so that it doesn't cross that important tab, and request AI readiness review always. Agents cannot transform businesses. They can clear problems surely, but AI helps them faster your pains or reduction of pains. That's the most important part of that. Your pains are your problems. So here we are gone with this. So what we will do is we will have the question hour session. Anybody has a questions or answers on that? I had a few demos also. Shortage of time, I'm not going to run through this. I have built up an orchestration kind of environment when we multiple agents are running and doing multiple jobs. I have a chatbot which I already mentioned that I'll be putting it into the YouTube's background, so you can have a go through that. That will be helpful for you. So all these things are available, and you can connect back with us in then something specific you want to learn, something specific you want to grow, some specific pain points you have. We can always sit over a cup of virtual coffee, or in case we can meet down, yeah, that's great. Have a cup of coffee and then see how we can shortlist things and make your journey with AI easier. That's the most important part. At the end of the day, every business owner aims at growing. They aim at getting a lower rate of problems, they aim at getting more profits. And more profits are always with less problems, and less problems means more happy customers and more paying customers for you. Sounds great? Okay, let's get in touch again. Be in touch. Anything, any questions? We can go ahead with this. Unmute it. You can unmute it. Or raise your hand. Let me see who's there. Yeah, Dilip, you wanted to ask something? You are unmuted, I think. Or you can unmute yourself. Or just you are trying to know what's happening here.
Yes, sir. And
Yeah, go ahead. Your volume is a bit low. Can you increase the volume? Your mic is okay?
now, okay, sir.
Oh, awesome. You're sounding great.
Hmm.
Can you put on the camera? Let me see how you are. You have been watching us.
Just I'm outside, sir. I'm not able
Okay.
to open the camera right now.
Sure, no
So
problem. Go ahead.
just introduce myself. We started a startup company in March 2025.
Okay.
So just following your profile, and so that just now I came to know that the live session is going on. So
We
just
will be having a
know.
weekly session. You can be in touch with our teams. We will have a weekly session on to technology and what startups can do, how they can grow.
Yes, sir. So we developed some products, but the company is registered in the March 2025, but we are operating without any registered company from the past 3-4 years.
Okay.
So we developed some products. If you okay, we will share with you our profile and products details, and
Awesome.
we
Sure.
can
You could do
discuss.
that. Why not? You could do that. You could do that. Always you could do that.
Sure, sir. So based
You are
after
based out of
reviewing
where,
you,
Dilip? You're based
so
out of
we
where?
based in Hyderabad, India, sir.
Hyderabad. How many partners do you have in your company?
So it's a LLP, sir.
LLP, okay. How many partners?
Currently two partners only.
Two partners. Is it a bootstrapped or you have some fundings?
No, sir. We are operating with our funds only.
You have bootstrap. That's great. Working 3 to 4 years on bootstrap is you have awesome product. What is the product look like? Is it a service
So
or is it a hardware?
both, sir. Both, sir. So the
Okay.
main concerns, one is HRMS product,
Mm-hmm.
help with the all HR departments, and
Mm-hmm.
website level protection, which can protect the browser level protection, so nobody
Okay.
can steal the confidential information of financial transactions also.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. So you are having,
CSS.
yeah, that's great. You are blocking the CSS and the JavaScripts there.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Awesome. Sure.
Cus-
You can share data. We can always talk. Share data. You have our websites. You can connect over there through this. Our team will surely get
I'll
back to you.
sure, sir.
We can be in touch. Okay. Nice talking to you. Nice.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anybody else want to have a chat? I think we are almost done with no hands up. I think this was a very clear session for you all. It was a very clear understanding, and you already have taken notes on to what needs to, your next job should be. Tomorrow is Sunday, and this is what you should be doing. The 4 points I mentioned, and you are noted down on your papers. Let's work on that and see how we can go ahead and start implementing AI faster. Is the boom now. It's growing pretty faster. Like you see, there are few plants which you see in the evening. It's very small. In the morning, you go and see 6 inches tall. It's something like this. AI is very going very faster overnight. So do it fast. Any supports you needed with AI implementation or even with your startups or any manufacturing firms or techs leaders are having problem with the older versions of applications, would like to migrate. Be in touch with us. We could help you out. And we are going to put this up on YouTube also, so you could always be in touch and see and share to your friends who would like to know more about AI. Have a great day. Bye bye.